What's up, everyone? This is Joe, the 50-something Dasher, chronicling another chapter in just the daily life of a DoorDash delivery driver. Here we go for Saturday, February 1st, 2025. Um, Pretty kind of surprising day today. I had no plans of like reaching goal today, and I practically hit goal. The plan was just to my wife and I was wanting to go to a couple places today. She was off work, and the plan was just to get out there for just a couple hours until she woke up and got around. And I wasn't expecting to do many orders or make much, but I stayed busy. Um, and One thing to mention real quick, it's an old thumbnail photo I reused. The West Side Dasher for this video. That I'll try to find that video and post a link in the description. But that I can't even remember how far back that was. The West Side Dasher video, where on that particular day I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll do West Side today. I was getting so many offers, and I just went ahead and did them. But today I was not gonna do West Side, so I come up with the idea of recycling that thumbnail and like putting an X through it. But kind of fun. And interesting story about that. That is like an actual cigarette in my mouth, even though I'm not a smoker. And I just come up with the crazy idea for that thumbnail at the time. I went to a gas station and asked the clerk to give me the cheapest pack of cigarettes they had, and took one out to use for that photo. And then I couldn't find anybody to give the cigarettes away to, any smokers, so I had to just throw them away. So I invested about $4 or $5, whatever it is, on cigarettes as a prop for this channel. But anyway, so I started shortly after 5:30, and I primarily like to do shopping orders, as you guys know, and Meyer doesn't open until 6, but I might get something pretty good before 6 o'clock. But it's not going to be this first order, 625, 9.5 mile Jolly Pirate. So that was, first decline. Going to, you guessed it, West Side, not doing it, not going out to Galloway in the dark. Not that Galloway's that bad. Low ball 450 White Castle, not doing that, decline. That was at 543. Also at 543, 875, 8.3 mile. Sheets going to West Side, not doing it. Not doing Climb Road, not doing Briggs Road. Let's name off all these other. Frank Road, not doing it. Brown Road, Hilltop, not doing any of that. Decline. Here we go. 604, Meyer is now open. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, now we're off and running. 2 orders from Meyer, 25 items, $26. One of them is in one customer's end zone. The other one's looks to be like South High area on this map. Let's do it. And there you see customer A was just some kind of cupcake mix, and the topping, some paper towels and milk. Customer B had a gallon of whole milk as well. And like, I think it was like 2 bags of oranges, bag of apples, that you see the bananas, and like a gallon of tea, the gallon of milk. There was also 12 packs of pop. It was a pretty heavy order for that customer B. Had that shopped in 14 minutes. So 6:13 to 6:27. And Well, first let me back up. I got to talking to the self checkout cashier for just a minute. She's like, "Is that Instacart order you're doing?" I was like, "No, DoorDash." And I said, "No, I'm on the Instacart wait list actually." And she said she was on the wait list for that too. And then she was like, "What about Shipped? Have you ever done anything with them?" And I said, "Yeah, but only like 8 orders so far. I really haven't seen much of anything on there." And it was kind of interesting. She said, "Yeah, I don't care for Shipped at all because they wouldn't take me." And she said, and plus, I really didn't want to do the videos and, this and that. And I looked at her, I was like, "Videos?" And she was like, "Yeah." And she said this was when they first started up. If you wanted to get on with them, you had to record these videos, kind of sort of like interview style, where I guess, maybe describe yourself and maybe some of your interests and who knows what all else they wanted you to do in the videos. And she was like, and I'm just not a person that likes to be on camera and do stuff like that. So whatever. And I was like, "Oh, I'm okay. I do pretty good, on camera. I would have done something like that or whatever." In fact, I have a YouTube channel and where I talk about all my dashing. She's like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yeah, 50 something dasher on YouTube." And but yeah, that's pretty fun. Of course, I say all that, but in like I know like in interview situations with jobs, over the years I've done hundreds of millions of interviews for different jobs, and like nobody will hire me. So I think I have skills and everything, talking in front of a camera, but I don't know. Maybe I really don't. So I don't know because, like I said, at least in job interview situations, it's my style hasn't worked for me. So I don't know. And then, so it, for whatever reason, it seemed like a long time for me to, and she only slowed me up maybe like 1 minute, two at the most. It wasn't her fault, but it just seemed like it took me a while to check out with this order and put it in my car. And I was thinking, maybe just checking out and getting the stuff loaded in my car is taking longer than it actually did to actually shop the order. And so I screenshotted that as well. So that took, so the shopping was 6:13 to 6:27. That's 14 minutes. And then it took 11 minutes for the checkout and to get it in my car. So almost as long as the shopping, and delivered at 7:05. So that's 1 hour, 1 minute. I made 26.50. So $15 from DoorDash and a $4 tip and a 7.50 tip. So off to a great start. Only like an hour into the dash. Uh, 12.50, 15-mile Taco Bell decline, South Columbus. Um, I was at 7-Eleven. Then I'm still coming back to zone from that second delivery, and you see here I'm just kind of like I'm by the outer belt, and I'm just coming back into zone. I get this $5 2-mile McDonald's. So yeah, and while we're at it, let's return to the scene of the crime. So this is the same McDonald's location where, if you watch my last video, the one before this one, where I went in there, I had all the problems, the staff ignored me and everything. Today couldn't have been any more opposite. I get in there, it's two different associates. I walk up to the counter. One of them sees me right away and sees the hat. And, "Are you here for a DoorDash order?" "Yeah, I am." And I gave the last three numbers. oh, she's finishing right now. And the second lady, finished with the seals on the bag and, turns around, has me verify those last three numbers again, gives me the sack, and I'm out the door. It's, it's so crazy. It's just the complete total opposite of what happened Monday. That was crazy. 10 minutes, start to finish. This was with the couple, the mile and a half or whatever it took me to get to the McDonald's, and even still, so picking up that order, delivering it to the customer, 10 minutes done for the $5. I'll take it. Not going to West Side. 625, 6 miles, not doing it. And I may not even be light out at 723. I can't remember if it was or not, but regardless, not doing West Side. 1 minute later, guess where? West Side. Decline, 750, 11 miles, Taco Bell. Here we go. This is more like it. Within seconds of declining that, 1050, less than 5 miles. And this is just outside a zone. I wouldn't even consider this customer West Side. Absolutely. Now at Panera Breads, the pickup. So I get to Panera and I'm judging by the list here because this is only a coffee, a pastry, and a sandwich. So this isn't like some kind of catering order, a real big, huge order. So I'm immediately thinking DoorDash is just holding back a quarter or 50s. The tip on this isn't going to be really that much, I don't think, because like I said, a small order. So I'm expecting maybe like a $11 payout at best. Okay, so I go to deliver this and check it out. $17. The $2 from DoorDash. The customer tipped $15 on this, and this only took me 16 minutes. So, hey, thank you very much, customer. That was really, really nice. I really appreciate that. I even told my wife a little bit later that this particular order right here, this made me want to pay forward that $15. It kind of made me want to, maybe, probably not tonight, but here in the next couple nights, when my wife, next time we go to do a delivery, next time we get La Super Torta or Eat Greek Express or something like that and do it on DoorDash, I want to leave a $15 tip and pay that forward. That I really appreciated that. This isn't really that great. 1059 miles. I went ahead and took it. Only 5 items. And it wasn't bad at all. It's only 3 things to shop for. You see there, it took me 5 minutes to get to the Walgreens. And check out the shopping time for this. So I got there at 7:48, 7:50, freaking 2 minutes. It's like boom, 1, 2, 3, found the items, boom, 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 done, check out, 2 minutes. And so on the delivery, interesting story here. As soon as I pull up and see this fence, I remember this particular customer. I did a video, it's been a couple, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. It wasn't that long ago where I talked about this customer, and I think I might even showed a similar picture in that video as well. But the instructions for that last order was to reach over the gate and drop the order onto the ground. Well, that's okay and everything, but on my last order, I had for that customer, it was like an 8-pack of like carbonated water, and there was no way I was reaching that thing over that gate and dropping it, and that would have broke open. Those cans would have went everywhere. It probably even busted a couple of the cans. So I left it on my side. I put the sack I was able to drop like the customer wanted, and then the cans I put on the other side of the gate. Well, the instructions for today's order was changed, and to put the items on the blue card on the other side of the gate. And so then I thought this was pretty nifty here what they did. Let's move the screenshot over. So yeah, for they because of that situation, this customer had, now had this cart, and making it much easier. Now you just reach over and you don't have to drop the order down onto the ground. That cart was sitting there, so that was really cool. And had this delivered at 8:06. So that's just 23 minutes for the 1050. So that's pretty good. 550 from DoorDash, $5 tip. That was at 8:06. At this point, I'm my wife is agreed to come with me on like a shopping order or two, but the problem was when I got this offer, she wasn't quite ready yet. She was still kind of getting around. So I sent her a message. I said not to hurry because I just took a 34 item Giant Eagle. Now it looks kind of bad here, 1650, 11 miles, and you have to shop 34 items. And I know that looks bad and going out east, but before I accepted this, I was able to look at the list, and next screenshot. Look at all these Chobani flips. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 6 different Chobani flips and getting 3 each of those. So there's 18 of your items right there. So I knew this wasn't going to be a bad shop. So 818 is when I started. And there's the total number of different items, 18. The trickiest things was this bag of shrimp. And there was some kind of crowd over by the meat and seafood department. Couple people in chairs, a whole bunch of people like on their phones. I don't know if this was, maybe Giant Eagle was having some kind of job fair, maybe, and those were job seekers. Some of them were sitting down. There's a couple of them in wheelchairs. I don't know what that whole scene was, but I could barely get into the seafood counter because this one guy that was like, had parked a seat right in front of it, and had to scan a couple different kinds of bags of shrimp before I found the right one. There was one item that they had the wrong aisle number marked on it. And a couple things, kind of like the canned coconut milk, where I was in the aisle, but it took me a minute to kind of find the item. But that sesame oil that you see at the bottom of that screenshot, that's one that I had that was not aisle 5, that was aisle 6 that it was in. The meat was easy. That cabbage is easy stuff. $14 So what was it again? 30. What did it say? 34 item shop that I did in 14 minutes. And then delivered at 8:57. So 44 minutes for total for 1650. That's okay. I'll take that. and that was at again 8:57. And then I so started making my way back home to pick up my wife. And once I got closer to home, I paused the dash, and then here you see. So I had it on pause for about 15 minutes. So 9:24 is when I hit resume dash here, and was, like I said, wanting to do a shopping order or two with my wife. This isn't exactly what I had in mind, just a little 3 item shop, but I mean, it's a good order, paying over $11 and only 4.5 miles total, and that's from coming from home. So we went ahead and did this. Now, I didn't screenshot the items delivered at 9:52. So that, what is that, 27 minutes. It's, we did okay on this, but it was a like an electric toothbrush, some Aura gel that we had problems with. We had to substitute that. The third item was like some painkillers. So um, took us an extra minute or two, and plus the toothbrush was in a locked case, so we had to get an associate, and we bought a couple drinks for ourselves, so that this, we were in the CVS a couple, 3 or 4 minutes longer than it probably should have taken. $4 from DoorDash, 7.33 tip. And this delivered to, another story about that I just remembered. This delivered to a gated apartment complex that I've been to before, but this particular customer did not provide in the instructions a gate code. And so we're stuck outside the gate. And not only that, but I'm also having problems with my signal. So it's kind of hard to like message the customer. And in fact, I didn't want to sit at that gate because what if somebody else, goes to come in there? So I actually like pulled away and drove like around a roundabout and was going to park on the street for a minute. And then finally the customer messaged the gate code. So thank you. Um, I could have just parked on the street. I could have like walked past the gate and just, the customer wasn't that far in past the gate. I probably could have just walked this, did not even drove into the complex, but it is what it is. So this took about 5 minutes or so longer than it needed to. And then we were still up for maybe like one more order, and perfect. A 13 item Dollar General, 11.25, less than 3 total miles. Absolutely, this perfect order right here for my wife to help me out with. This was mostly drinks, like a couple cartons of drinks, some 64-ounce bottles of drinks. But nothing like really heavy. No gallons of anything, or bottles of water or anything like that. Um, and the Huggies, we only found one, so they didn't have two of them. And now it was funny. My wife, we get out of the car and she's like, "Okay, let's bust this out. Let's do this in 5 minutes." I was like, "Okay, let's get in there and do it." When we're all pumped up, ready to go, and signal issues on my phone. It doesn't happen all the time in there, but sometimes it happens. Sometimes, I've talked about it before, it's bad enough to where like I can't even do the order at all and have to drop the order. This time around it wasn't that bad, but it was like I go to scan something and the spinning wheel, and I sit there and wait and wait and wait, and you know my like I'd scan something. My wife had already had two of the other items picked out and ready for me to scan, but I'm just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, and so it was kind of aggravating. um So because of that, the actual shop time ended up being 10 minutes. So we wanted to do 5, but unfortunately it took 10. Um, and so delivered that at 10:15. So that's 23 minutes for the 11:25. 5.25 from DoorDash, $6 tip. And that was it. That was the last order. Um, Went ahead and ended the dash. And $98 today. So I practically made goal on a morning that I wasn't, I was just thinking, I'd make 40 or $50, and then my wife would be ready to go, and we'd go to our, places we we're going to. But heck, I'll take it. In 3 hours and 21 active minutes. So really good day. Uh, Drove 72 miles so better than goal on the mileage. Now at 3,563 lifetime DoorDash deliveries, and my only dropped order, and this was back from Christmas Eve. It was a Target order that I dropped, and that, I did 100 deliveries since then, and that fell off, and I'm now back up to 100% completion rate. So outstanding. And that is it for today's dash, and we'll do this all again tomorrow, because I was originally scheduled at the W2, but the manager called today and said no, we're forecasting to be really light tomorrow, so enjoy your weekend. So, well, sweet. Thank you very much. I will DoorDash drive then and look forward to it. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. We'll do this all again tomorrow. Be sure to drive safe out there. Catch you next time.